Let's talk about one of the biggest headaches for anyone learning English, the tenses. But what if I told you it's not about memorizing 12 different confusing rules? What if it's all just one simple system, one blueprint that makes everything finally click? Well, let's dive in.
I mean, it's a totally fair question, right? You're told to learn the present simple, then the past continuous, the future perfect, and it just feels like this endless list of disconnected rules you have to cram into your brain. It is absolutely overwhelming.
For most of us, learning tenses feels like you've been dropped into a maze, blindfolded. You learn one tense, you think you've got it, you take a turn, and bam, you're hit with another one that seems to completely contradict what you just learned. It's confusing, but you know what? It really doesn't have to be this way.
And this, right here, this is the key that's going to unlock the whole thing. I want you to stop thinking about them as 12 separate tenses. Instead, I want you to see them as just different parts of one single, elegant system. Once you see the system, the whole picture just snaps into focus.
And this is that system. We're going to call it the 3x4 blueprint. Think of it like an architect's plan for language. It's simple, it's logical, and it's going to be our map out of that maze.
The whole blueprint is built on two incredibly simple ideas. First, there are only 3 times something can happen: in the past, the present, or the future. Easy enough, right? And second, for each of those times, we can look at the action in one of 4 different ways, which we call aspects. Every single tense you've ever heard of is just a mix and match of one time and one aspect. That's it.
And here it is. This is the architect's blueprint. Just a simple grid. You've got 3 rows for our tenses and 4 columns for our aspects. Every single one of those 12 tenses fits perfectly into one of these boxes. This little grid right here is about to become your new best friend.
Okay, so that's the theory. But how does this actually work? Let's zoom in and just look at the present row for a minute. We'll see how those 4 different aspects totally change the meaning of what's happening. So first up, let's compare simple and continuous. Think of it like this. The simple aspect is for things that are permanent truths, habits, scientific facts, routines. The sun rises in the east. That's a fact. It's always true. But the continuous aspect, that's for something temporary, something happening right this second. If I say I am working right now, I'm describing my current situation, not a permanent fact about who I am. Now for the perfect aspects. The regular perfect aspect connects the past to the present, but it focuses on the result. When I say I have finished my homework, the real message is about now. The result is I'm free. But the perfect continuous, that's all about the duration. I have been working since morning, focuses on the process, on how long I've been doing it. So think result versus process. Now here's the really cool part. This exact same logic, this pattern of 4 aspects, it applies perfectly to the past and the future too. The system is totally predictable. Once you get it for the present, you basically get it for everything. Let's go back to our blueprint and fill in the rest.
And look at that. The past tenses slot right in. It's the same pattern. Past simple, I worked, a finished action. Past continuous, I was working, something that was in progress. And past perfect, I had worked. Now this one is for an action that was finished before another thing happened in the past, like I had already eaten when you called. See? The logic is exactly the same.
And finally, we complete the whole blueprint with the future. I will work, I will be working, I will have worked. The whole system, all 12 tenses, follows this exact, predictable pattern of time plus aspect. This grid, this is the master key. It unlocks everything.
Okay, so knowing the system is great. But how does it actually help you speak and write better? Well, it helps you sidestep all those common mistakes people make. Let's look at a few of these traps. This is a classic one. I get it. It feels like a continuous action, right? But just think back to our blueprint. What do we use for permanent scientific facts? The simple aspect. The Earth revolving around the sun is a constant truth, so we got to use present simple. The Earth revolves around the sun. Okay, the magic word here is yesterday. That word pins the action to a finished point in the past. And remember, present perfect is all about connecting the past to the present. You can't use it with a finished time word like yesterday or last week. If you say when it happened, it's locked in the past and you have to use the past simple. And here are 2 more quick ones to look out for. First, just a simple mistake. Don't forget the word been in those perfect continuous tenses. And second, the past continuous often feels a little lonely by itself. I was going to school. Okay. And it's like the background music to a story. It needs a main event to interrupt it. Something like, when it suddenly started raining. Much better.
So you see, once you understand this blueprint, English tenses stop being this awful thing you have to memorize. They become this amazing tool, almost like a superpower, that lets you say exactly what you mean with incredible precision. So here's the big takeaway. Tense mastery is not about memorizing 12 rules. It's about really, truly understanding this one simple system of time plus aspect. It's about being able to reach into your toolbox and pull out the perfect tense to build the exact meaning you want. So think of this blueprint as your set of architectural plans. You now have the structure, you have the logic to build clear, complex, and really interesting ideas in English. So the only question left is, what are you going to build with it?